All right. So the first week, the very first week, we set out this journey based on uh, a framework of liberating or leveling up and to find success in that process. We start off with a wonderful story of a kid who wanted to grow up, to level up, to find himself in a new social class, a new plane, a new self. Imagine yourself being that kid, that boy, that girl in that sixth grade. Again, before we want to do anything, we have to look around us to find, to see what tools and resources do we have around us. Because you alone, us alone, we can't do much. Now we only have our two hands, 2 feet, and a brain, but we find that more often than not, we are stuck. I don't know what to do, don't know where to begin. So therefore, humanity create different tools around us, different institution, different resources to enable the populace to grow, to flourish, to be a capable human being. So therefore, recognizing these tools are integral uh, for us. You'll find that before we can examine all the tools around us, the boy, the kid, will have to set his sight at the end point first. He said, I want to finally become a third grader. I no longer wishes to be just a mere lowly sixth grade who have no access to a special place in the library, have no access to this part of the school because it's all restricted to high grade student. We find he want to level up. Because he have a goal, then he can then start to recognize the tools around him. The important thing here is that he automatically, his mind filter out the tools around him. For him to acknowledge, to find, to discover something that is appropriate for his goal. Be- Something that he find ordinary, insignificant, now becomes unordinary, significant for him. For that, he recognized that these things can help him get to the certain state, can get to the end point. The tool around us will help us. For that, we can only do so much. Once recognized, we can go a step further. We can categorize to see what kind of tools are there. There are only two things that hinder us from moving forward. It will either be a problem that hinder us because of not knowing, of being not well informed, or problem arises from not being able to find the answer. And the biggest problem people have, the Buddha said, is that we don't know that we don't know too. That's why people strive uh, forwards in thriving in their own personal life, in their own community, their own institution, or even abroad to find answers. Look for someone who knows, who can give them the answer, to find meaningful conversation, life-changing experiences from things, people, animal, everything, so that finally they can find the answer to what they're looking for. I just want information. Some people sitting at home here right now know that, I know the answer to my problem already. I found it, but I just don't know how to get there. I'm stuck. I know, but I can't. Which is why these are the latter half, the obstacles that we face. Yeah. Something that we know, but we are not capable, aren't proficient, aren't strong enough to get over them. So therefore, the tool around us have to recognize them for what it is to see under which category it can be under. Can this thing, this person, this resource solve my problem, give me the answer to my problem, or highlight to me what I don't know? Or is this thing, people, resources, able to help me overcome my obstacles or not? This is what we call Dhamma, the first sphere, the Dhamma sphere. Dhamma means tool. So therefore, when we say we learn Dhamma in Buddhism, we are learning different tools, how to utilize them. The key word here, the key word in the first section here, before we go on, is that when we have a goal, a clear goal, the tools around us, that's a key point. The key point here is that when we have a clear goal, the tools around us become apparent. If and but only when you start to look for them, and because it will be befitting your goal. The key point here is to recognize what kind of tools they are. For that, there are only two: problem and obstacle. Only remember, problem, obstacle requires the one who knows to solve problem, the one who's capable to overcome obstacles. Once our arsenal are packed and we know what we have around us, then we ask ourselves, are we in a position to utilize them? Can we ourselves become someone who can move forward or not? That's where sila or normality comes in. Who are we normally? Are we someone who embodies the stagnation? The the kid who want to play all the time, never strive for bettering themselves, nor does he or she bring trouble to him or herself. Or do we embody something, a virtues characteristic that hinder us from moving forward? Not only that you don't plus one, but you minus one, minus. Everything you think, you say, you do hinders you, hurt you, bring you suffering, and then can ripples to other people around you too. If we find that we still have those kind of tendencies, habits, then know clearly of it and recognize how much of the good we have, how much of ourselves, our thought, speech, action, virtues, characteristic of prosperity, wholesome happiness do we embody. Look at yourself every day. Who am I? What kind of activities do I engage in most of the time? Does it help me get to where I am? Does it enable me to connect with the wonderful tools, the one who knows, the one who's capable? Or does it hinder me? Or does it pull me away from it? This is where the kid might recognize. For that if he still is attached to video games and comics, he will never ever pass the exam. The thing that will help him escape from the sixth grade. When he understand more about himself, he then start to change his habits. The not good, not bad, put them aside first. Understanding clearly that not good, not bad wastes his time, takes away time from doing something good. While the bad one, of course, pulls him further away from his goal. As he shifts his normality, he finds that he has more time, resources, energy, strength to concentrate, samadhi, concentrate on the thing that is going to be useful for him, on the tools that he recognized in the first place. Which is why concentration comes afterwards. It requires him to be able to utilize the tool, give him the strength, the capability. As he then engage in those tools every day, listening to lectures, going through videos, reviewing, reflecting, talking to friends, family, going to library, he found he gained more and more, able to reap the benefit of those tools that he is engaging in. The more he approached the one who knows, be it a living thing or not, a teacher, a parent, friend, or library resources, Google, he found he gained more wisdom. The more he engaged with the one who's capable, he finds his capability increases. This development can come about as he concentrate on it, which leads to more wisdom. But he have to do it repeatedly. He find that only reading the book once is not enough for him to take the exam. He find that talking to his professor only once doesn't cut it. Find that not doing his homework, not revealing what he learned, doesn't put him in the best spot to pass the exam. So therefore, he go back to normality again to see, can I improve on this? Can I give more time to this practice or not? He go back to concentrating more and more on the useful things. He then spend more time to study and understand and reap the benefit of the thing he concentrate in. And it's this loop between normality, concentration, wisdom that cycle through round by round by round throughout his entire school year. Every week, every week, every week, growing, 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 until it come to a point where he feel like, you know what, I'm ready. Even though it might not be exam period yet, but I'm ready. My capability strong enough. My wisdom complete. I find myself able to concentrate to do the activity throughout. I find myself a person who can cut off all the comic books, all the games. Stop myself from wasting time, from hindering myself. I found myself being wise. So therefore, he sit there in his room and wait, when can I take the exam? When can I finally take the exam? Ready. Unlike his friend who is shivering, cowering in fear of ambiguity because they don't know if they can pass the exam or not. Which is why for him, he said, before he entered the exam room, you know what? Life is easy. For that, he is ready. Now he find himself preparing himself for this day to start the process of liberation or vimutti. Going to exam room, the work that will help him finally get to the 7th grade. Most people think that this exam that they have to take, life exam, the one that will break their own glass ceiling will be tough, difficult. But for this kid, for this boy, he said, not at all. For that, I am ready. I prepare myself every day. Improve, recognize the truth around me, improve my normality to embody more of the good, increase my capability, my concentration, and able to reap the benefit of those tools to a point where I find that I'm ready to face any challenges. And the exam easily peasy. So as we go through the exam very quickly, one by one by one. And before anyone else, he left the exam room. A week passed by. He is confident that he will pass the exam. And as he get the report card, he found that straight A throughout his thing. Not only that he feel a great sense of pride, of joy, accomplishment, success, happiness of what he have done, of the thing that he have gone through, but also feel liberated, knowing that he is no longer a 6th grader. And he now have access to the hidden part of the library, a building that is restricted for the grown-ups maybe. New social group, new social standing, a special place in the auditorium where 7th graders sit. He finds everything, he grows more like an adult. People recognize him for who he is, no longer a 6th grader, but a adult, a 7th grader, a young adult. So therefore, the fruit not only tells you that you are liberated, you level up, but give you an entirely new life, a new person, a new you. And that's the key point of the first week.